Here we are with Coburn Benson's Vanderbilt Cup racer, and we're gonna go through the whole startup procedure here, starting with getting the pilot going, which is right down in there. And I'm gonna take the torch and warm everything up and get it going here. What I'm doing right now is putting the torch on the vaporizer for the pilot, because we want a nice vaporized fuel going through there to give us a nice pilot flame. So 3 to 5 minutes of warming this up and we'll be ready to open the valve, let a little bit of fuel in there and see what happens. Alright. This here is what I'm heating up. This is the type of pilot that's in the car, and the idea is to heat up this tube right here so as the fuel goes through, it vaporizes. Here's an example of an original that would have been in a Stanley. Fuel goes through here and vaporizes. So as you can see, I got the torch in there right now and it's just warming everything up. So a couple more minutes of that and we'll be almost there. So while that's heating up, I'm gonna go, and we're gonna go to this fuel tank back here and put some pressure in there via that little valve right there. Nope. So we're just going to take our little bicycle pump here. We're just going to put, I don't know, 15 pounds or so in here. Just a few pumps because we still got a little bit of pressure in there. Yeah. That ought to do it. We're up to about 18 pounds there. So that'll be good. Alright, so I've been heating the pilot up for about 5 minutes now. So I'm going to let a little bit of fuel into it. So we've got 2 valves for it. The first is right up here, and the second is on the pilot itself. So I'm going to open this one first. About a little more than a quarter turn. And then we'll go down here. Get my torch out of the way so I don't burn myself. I just crack the valve there and stick my torch in there, and there she is.
Make any noise?
My torch will stay lit. And she's lit.
I realized that with driving glasses and goggles, it wasn't going to work so good. I particularly like these stadium goggles. There's 2 flat pieces of glass beveled together, so when you look through from this side, you only see an absolute tiny hairline. Not a wide problem, but it gets rid of the problem of the curved glass giving distortion. Well, my favorite goggles, but with driving glasses these days, we need to do something. So I came up with a solution. I took a pair of spectacles and cut the nose piece across and glued a leather bootlace onto the inside of the part of the goggles, and with a little tab on the nose piece, you can just barely slide it around in like that, and voila, now I have goggles that give me focus, and there's only a tiny little hairline crack which is out of the way. You never even see it. So that's a good solution. My only criticism is that the plastic lenses tend to attract dust more than a polished glass. So it is necessary to grab hold of the little thing and pull it out and wipe both sides of that and both sides of this. But generally speaking, you've got 2 to 4 hours without any serious amount of dust. And just to keep things from being too dusty, I stick them in there and roll them down and jump in the rock so I can get to it real easy. And there we are.
Alright, so we've had the pilot burning for about 15 minutes here. Now I'm going to take my torch again and heat everything up some more. And what I'm going for now is going to be these little front forks right here that the fuel actually goes through. See if I can get the camera to focus in on them here. Oh, something like that. And we're just going to take the torch and just cook the snot out of everything right here. We want to get everything nice and hot so that we got vapor coming through instead of liquid, because any liquid fuel will just drip back out and get too big of a puddle and it catches off. It can be a problem. And just heat it, and when you think it's hot enough, heat it some more. And then you swear it's about to melt, heat it a little bit more. The hotter I get it now, the easier it's gonna light. We got some good heat on it now. Gonna heat it a little bit more here, and then we'll crack a valve and see what happens. Torch off here. Let's see if we can get you a better view of what's going on, because this is when the fun stuff starts. Open up the valve and see what happens. Is that all right? It's nice, nice.
Cut it back a little bit.
Trim it back?
Yeah. Let's try to
I'm not running off the ballast. I'm just pumping. Yeah, and that's what we're looking for right there. That nice, milky, almost clear. And as it heats up, it'll start running clear at the nozzle. I'm gonna pump a little bit more and see if you. Yep. All right. So we've got our main fire going here. You see the fuel going in. That's the vaporized fuel getting into the burner there. And then right here, this is the pump. And you can see the little needle going up as I pump. And it goes back down. And so we just keep giving it a few strokes of the pump here. And then these copper tanks under here are the ballast tanks. That's what keeps the whole thing going while I'm not pumping. That's what I'm pumping pressure into with this little hand pump here. And if I shut that little valve right there, then I'm bypassing the ballast tanks and everything I pump is straight to the burner, so I can control the pressure at the nozzle by hand there. So, and now we're just waiting to get steam pressure up, and that's our steam gauge right there. Oh, we got about 20 pounds maybe. So once we get it up to 150 or 200, we'll be ready to go here. That little guy down there, that's the cylinder cocks. So I leave those open so that I can put a little steam through the superheater, and see it comes out right there. That little drip. Let me do it again here, you see it a little better. Hit the throttle with the cylinder cock open and you see the steam come out the bottom there. And if the cylinder cocks were closed, yeah, see there it is. That's Ben up there hitting the throttle for me. Yeah. And so when we close down the cylinder cocks and hit the throttle, that's when it'll put the steam to the engine and we get some forward momentum going there. Gotta get our fuel pressure back up here. Yeah. You can see the steam is slowly starting to climb. Getting the first 150 pounds up is what takes most of the time, and then once you got steam up, it'll go pretty quick after that. That's the forward reverse linkage there. That's where the oil goes. It's the little winker for the oil. When we're riding down the road, that little guy there will wink at you to let you know that oil's going to the engine. So there we go. We're getting there. And here we are getting ready to line up for the parade. We are in motion. Now, you see a little cloud of steam coming out the back, nice and wispy. That's the way we like to see it. Yeah. And right now we're running about 400 pounds, as you can see. And here we go.